Yeah, so this is called the coronary sinus. And so this is the back kind of has a lot of horizontal lines. The front has, what are these two? You can't really see them on here, but you can see them really well on your Great coronary artery, or left coronary artery, great cardiac vein. So then, okay, what is this? Good. What is this?
Brachiocephalic. No, that's right subclavian.
This is the arch of the aorta. This is the brachiocephalic trunk. What came out of here?
The subclavian.
Left subclavian artery. Okay.
Sorry, is this the brachiocephalic?
Yes, it was kind of cut here. There's not a hole there. This is the brachiocephalic trunk. Okay. Let's open it up. So if this was just pinned like this, how do you, and like, let's say it was like this and you have no idea what the back looks like, how do you immediately know which side is which?
This is the left because the left more muscular.
Very muscular. Good, because it's pumping the blood throughout the whole body. So, left, what?
Atrium. Ventricle.
Okay. Which makes this the what? Good. So this is the
Tricuspid.
good, and this is the
Right atrium. Right ventricle.
very good. What is normally right here in a fetal pig?
Foramen valley.
Very good.
What is it?
Foramen valley. We'll go over when we actually go through where the blood is going. What is where we'll trace that through, but let's just identify. So this is the left heart. What is this hole leading to?
Yeah.
That's where my finger is. So the arch of the aorta.
Archie.
So this is the right heart. So where is the hole in the back of this leading?
Vena cava. No, sorry, the pulmonary.
Pulmonary.
Yeah.
So right is always pulmonary, left is always aorta.
The pulmonary
Trunk. So pulmonary trunk is going to come out, and you have two pulmonary arteries right here and here. So let's turn this over. These are the pulmonary arteries. They're going to go to the lungs, get oxygenated, come back. So they're the only arteries in the body that are deoxygenated blood, right? And then it's going to come back through the pulmonary veins, which are right here and right here, that hole. And they're going to come into the left atrium. And that's that thing. Okay, and then as far as the vena cava goes, we have going up into the arch of the aorta. First branch is the, very good. Then we have left subclavian, and then this is the descending aorta.
So
So
there's no aorta above, right? There's no ascending aorta?
no,
Okay.
because
That's what I thought.
that's what the brachiocephalic trunk takes care of.
Got it.
So then we have the vena cava. So if we're like this, well, we should have two holes, right, of blood coming back. One is the what?
Pulmonary vein, and one is the vena cava.
No. Two vena cavas. Cranial vena cava, caudal vena cava. So you have cranial vena cava coming from above and going in here. You have caudal vena cava coming from below and going in here. These join here. But the blood from the cranial vena cava is going to go where?
Right.
Right atrium, tricuspid valve, right ventricle, even in the fetal pig. Because it's coming from the head, the pressure is straight down, so it's going to go straight down. But the caudal vena cava is coming from the bottom and going this way. So it's going to come in and be shunted horizontally through the foraminal valley to bypass the lungs, because the lungs in the fetal pig aren't working. You understand that, right?
Full fluid, right?
Sorry?
Full fluid, right?
Yeah, well, like, So when a baby is born, like the whole big thing is that you want them to take the first breath because the lungs are going to finally expand.
Right.
There's no air in them; they're not expanding yet. So, all right. So let's do a trace. Obviously, that's not happening. So, what is here in this pig? Or in this heart, a fully developed cow's heart? Is the foramen ovale here?
No.
Fossa ovalis. So it becomes the fossa ovalis. Okay, so cranial vena cava, blood is coming back, and it goes down here, and it goes right atrium, tricuspid, right ventricle, pulmonary trunk. But you don't want it going to the lungs, so where does it go? Ductus arteriosus, between the pulmonary trunk and the descending aorta. So that's right here. This is now in the fetal. This is now the ligamentum arteriosum because it's closed up. But did you hear what she said in class, that these are actually, even though they're no longer important for shunting blood, they're actually still really important in the adult, because when you get older and you lose all your muscle mass, this is going to start sagging and it's going to be weak, and this is going to hold them together and be some stability. So if they pin this, you know what that is. Ligamentum arteriosum. And then they might be like, what was this in the fetal pig? And you will say, very good. Okay, so you want to do a trace?
Yeah.
All right. Trace the blood coming from the mother. Oxygenated. So where does it originally come from? From no. In the fetal pig.
Oh, okay.
So it's crossed the maternal capillaries, all of that stuff, and it's in the umbilical vein. It joins up with the caudal vena cava. Very good. Comes up, caudal vena cava, into the right atrium,
Right ventricle.
foramen valley. Then where is it?
Left atrium.
Through the, then the
Aorta.
arch of the aorta. Okay, good.
This one is the arch.
This whole thing is the arch of the aorta. This, the first thing coming out is the brachiocephalic trunk. Then it's not here, but that's the hole to it. Left subclavian artery. Okay, what are these called again? Very good.
What do they do?
Well, I mean, if you open it up, they kind of like, this is the upper part of the atrium.
Oh, okay.
I don't really, they just kind of look like ears. That's how I remember them. I don't know exactly what they do, but they form a part of this wall. I mean, if you think about how this is expanding, it's nice that like you have a little pocket that isn't just all the same muscle, that can kind of expand a little. That's how I think of it, but I don't know exactly what the purpose is. What was this again? Coronary sinus, good. And these were the
Great coronary artery and
left coronary artery, great cardiac vein. Good. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
so just to go over the fetal pig trace. Right, it comes from the mother to the vena cava.
Caudal vena
Caudal
cava.
vena
Umbilical
cava.
vein, right?
Yes.
It comes through the right atrium and then goes through the fomentus valley.
Foramen
valley. Right ventricle, left atrium, tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, left ventricle, and then to the arch of the aorta.
Very good. Okay.
So
Yeah.
does that mean in the fetal pig, all the blood coming to the right atrium moves immediately to the left atrium?
No. So we said this before, you might not have been here, but blood coming up from the caudal vena cava comes in here and now has like a horizontal directionality, the pressure that forces it through the foramen
It
ovale.
goes through the foramen ovale only because of pressure. That it's not like
I mean,
the caudal
some-
vena
a little
cava
bit might-
continues through the atrium or anything.
No. No, not at all.
Is that where the
But that's why.
oxygenated blood mix?
And it's not very efficient, but that's why fetal hemoglobin has such a higher affinity than maternal hemoglobin. And like, they're not, Lisi said this in class, the pig is just like laying in the mother growing. Like, it doesn't need, it's not like going for a marathon run. Like, it's more than enough. So then, but the blood coming through the, what is this hole?
The cranial vena cava.
Cranial vena cava is the directionality is straight down. So this is not going through the foramen ovale. This is actually going through tricuspid valve, right ventricle, pulmonary trunk. That's why you need the ductus arteriosus.
But both of
And the
those.
ductus arteriosus takes us to the aorta.
Yes, it's a shunt from the pulmonary trunk to the descending
But the
aorta.
blood from both vena cavas is mixing on the
So
right
the lungs just don't do
Yes.
technically.
Yeah, just
Yes.
Because it's only one space.
Yes.
So with the vena cava on the like inside of the right atrium, is there just going to be one hole that both branches of the vena cava flow into, or are we going to be looking for like two separate holes on the inside?
Well, if you look at it here, could you hold this? Or I could hold it, I guess, and you can put your finger in. But put your finger in through there, that's cranial.
Yeah.
Put your finger in through here, that's caudal.
Oh, okay.
Do your fingers touch? Keep going. Do your fingers
Yeah,
touch?
yeah.
So they are joining and then entering through this area. So, I mean, like, it's a common area. There are two separate holes, obviously, like that. And you can see both of them. That's why this one is so easy to go through here. I think actually the foramen ovale would be closer over here. It's kind of like cut all along here. But that's why the pressure is maintained of the flow.
Okay.
But they do join right here. There is mixing.
It was also finding it a little hard to tell what's a valve inside of there and what's not, just from like looking at it and feeling.
You mean
it.
like these?
Yeah.
The valves are the mesh.
Okay.
They're the mesh. This whole thing is a valve. This whole thing is a valve. So if they put a pin in right there and that part is pinned down, the rule with the pin is the first thing the pin touches is what you're naming. So yeah, you could say this is the right ventricle, or meaning the left ventricle, but it's going through the bicuspid valve. Then they might say, what is this connecting? And you would say,
the right atrium.
left atrium ventricle, bicuspid. Yes. So that's the heart. Any other questions?